From the Plymouth Ice Arena, it's 12 Sports coverage of girls high school hockey. And as the season comes to an end here, as we wrap up the regular season, get ready for the playoffs, we have a great matchup here for you tonight as the Wayzata Trojans host the Maple Grove Crimson. Hi and welcome everybody. Along with Dan Fick and I'm Joe Moline. Dan, we expect a great game here tonight. These two teams, although not in the same conference geographically, so close, so much history between the two schools, and a big rivalry game here to finish off the regular season.
Well, they're calling it the border battle, and we've heard that term, but it's always for a big rivalry. They face each other a number of times, both very good skating clubs, usually very good hockey teams overall. I'm looking to a real good hockey game tonight.
For the Maple Grove Crimson, they have pretty much cruised throughout this season. Last year, had a great, strong regular season, got disappointed and upset in the playoffs against this very Wayzata Trojan team, but this is a team that's back with vengeance this year. They've cruised through the Northwest Suburban Conference. They maybe have about one big team standing in their way, and that might be the Blaine Bengals, but right now they're on their way to number 1 or number 2 seed in section playoffs. They're off to a great start this year and hoping to finish strong as well.
But that's it, finished strong. Last year they had a great season too, and it came to a crashing halt at the feet of the Trojans here. So there's something to be proved here today, and don't take anything for granted. Now they've won 10 of their last 12, and they've played good competition. I mean, the Northwest Suburban is good, but they've played tough teams all the way through the season. So it's like they've had a milquetoast. So they're a very fine hockey team. Wayzata, on the other hand, has done very well out of conference. They're having some trouble in conference here. They got to play Edina, Minnetonka, and just can't seem to get off the snuff on them. They finally beat Hopkins. This is a big game for them. They've lost 5 out of their last 6. They need to get a win here, especially for a section coming up.
You mentioned the Trojans. They got off to a very hot start this year, and they have spent portions of the season at the top of the AA rankings in the state of Minnesota. They got off to a 10-0 start. Then they hit a little bit of a slump, and then lately they find themselves in one of those slumps again. They had 4 losses in a row, but as you said, they got off the schneid a little bit, beat a Hopkins team, and they hope that's the kind of win against Hopkins, and then possibly here tonight that can push them into the playoffs with a strong result.
This win, if they get a win tonight, will really help their confidence and help them with their seeding. Maple Grove is in the top 5 in the state. They need this win. They can do it. They have the skills. They have the goaltending to do it. They just got to put a complete game together and stay out of the penalty box. It's been killing them this year. They're only stopping pucks at 72%. They need to be at 80, and it's killing them. So they got to stay out of the box and play their game.
So one of the keys for Wayzata being that they got to stay out of the penalty box for Maple Grove. They've been much stronger on the special teams this year, and they're a high explosive team. If you're Maple Grove here tonight, you're comfortable in those higher scoring games. I would think that Maple Grove wants to get some pucks in net here and make it a high scoring event.
Oh, absolutely they do. They have 2 great goaltenders. Both have played an even amount of games, 12 games each, and they do very well. They both have 90% save percentages, 1-point-something goals against. They can afford to play a high-scoring game because they got the goaltending to stand behind them. That's been their big advantage.
All right, it's the visiting Crimson and the home team, the Trojans, and it's a rivalry game here on Channel 12 Sports. We drop the puck next.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Back at the Plymouth Ice Center, the 3rd member of our broadcast crew, Allie Arlt, is down ringside.
Hey, thanks, guys. A rivalry and a little bit of bad blood. Excuse me. Last year, the Wayzata spoiled what was looking to be a state tournament run for Maple Grove by beating them in the first round of the section playoffs. Now, most of these girls have been playing each other for years, so much so that Coach Wacker said that her girls didn't even need a scouting report on Maple Grove. Now, she says that the emotions are running high for her team, so they will need to keep those in check out on the ice. Coach Hegland says her team is going to have to bring their best against the Trojans tonight, saying that this game is not motivation from the loss they had last year, because they're out here trying to win every game, every single night. Guys?
All right, Allie, thank you. Great stuff. And as we begin this game, you'll see Maple Grove going left to right here in the dark black uniforms, crimson lettering. And it's the Wayzata Trojans in the gold jerseys and the blue breezers and helmets as the Wayzata Trojans work their way back into the offensive zone. Now that first line getting a shift as taking it deep down into the corner is Lindsay Check. Check buying some time now and allowing her teammates to get off the ice. It's Andrea Coons who takes it away though. Coons fighting for it in the corner there with Natalie Heising of the Trojans. And ultimately it's the Crimson that come away with it. Out to center comes Taylor Wente. Wente into the zone, 1-on-4, fires a shot that deflects wide of the goal. And scooping up there is Emily Wyszynski. Wyszynski scoops around to the near side of the rink. That's where Ashley Whittla waits for it. Whittla skates to the neutral zone, then tries a pass across the ice. That skips over the stick of Tyra Swanson and into the Crimson zone. Puck in the near corner now. After it goes Maple Grove's Riley Norman. She'll play it up the half wall and out of the zone now. And the Crimson come with Claire McLean bringing it in. First centering attempt is defended well by the Trojans. They play it out to center now. And a fight for the puck there at the neutral zone. It's scooted into the zone by Swanson of the Trojans. And now deflected back into the Trojan zone as the Crimson will go for a line change.
Kind of back and forth right now. Both teams trying to find a key, some good puck movement, a good opportunity there for the Crimson. And was that had one earlier here, but kind of back and forth, Joe, not a lot of flow right now.
Julia Pias, that was who got the first shot of the goal for the Crimson. And that one was saved as we'll take a look at our goaltenders in just a moment on our first stoppage of play as the Crimson come back into the zone now. It's Erin Roll with it. She'll play it down deep into the zone. 2 minutes into the game, one shot on goal so far. That's from the Crimson. Maple Grove now on the attack. They'll play it back to the point, but a little miscommunication there is leaving her spot with Sydney Hansen. Hansen was trying to creep down the slot a little bit, but misunderstanding between Hansen and the forward for the Crimson. And now Maple Grove will complete a line change. Back to get it there is Wisniewski. Wisniewski plays it to the far side for Shannon. Shannon out to the neutral zone. Now it's dumped in by Heising, and the Trojans will go on the forecheck. Maple Grove scoops it around to the near side, waiting for it there for Maple Grove and getting it out. Here comes some speed now as Taylor Wente into the zone. Wente gets around a defender, in, tries to center, beautiful save in front though. As Stetler was there for the Trojans. What a great opportunity there for the Crimson as Wente really dished it over beautifully.
Well, the Crimson are coming out at over 4 goals a game. They've been pretty much an offensive powerhouse. Had a lot of double digits goal scoring game. They scored 101 goals. Wayzata's got to be aware of that and shut them down, especially leading scorer for the Maple Grove Crimson, Taylor Wente. He was very dangerous. Sarah Stelter came up with a great save there for the Trojans.
Sarah Stelter keeps this a 0-0 game and keeps it from being a 1-0 game. As Lauren Kaufman works it up the wall now to the blue line, not out. And then it does work its way out, and the Trojans dump it back in. Now Maple Grove tries to transition back the offense, but that pass misfired off the stick of Tippy Hill. So we'll have a face-off back inside the Crimson zone now where we haven't seen much action. There's Sarah Stetler getting all the starts this year for the Trojans. You see her stats?
Had a very good year, got a nice save percentage, done a very good job with the Trojans. That hasn't been a tough spot for them. Again, it's their penalty kill that's hurt them. If they stay out of the box tonight, they're going to have a good shot against the Crimson because the Trojans can skate.
Here come the Crimson. It's Haley Herdine working her way down. Got the puck knocked off her stick, but went right to her own teammates. Now a turnover, and Tyler Swanson will work this one up through center. Puck goes into the zone now. Fight for it right there for the Trojans. Allie Whittla, who gains control, centers it right there, and then a fan on the shooting attempt was Amanda Rezabak. It goes back into the corner now. Riley Norman with it for the Crimson. Norman will bank it off the boards, trying to find Herdine. Herdine on the half wall now is able to play the puck to the line. Now out as Herdine will skate it up to center, then dish it forward. And as they enter the zone, Wayzata was there defensively to poke it out. Bouncing puck at the neutral zone. A race now to the near side. And puck goes inside the blue line. The referee had waved off the offsides, and here comes the Crimson as Olsen. Peyton Olsen tees one up. That shot gets deflected into the corner. Now a centering feed, that too far into the skates of Roll, who couldn't handle it, and Maple Grove will now regroup. Campa centers it, her pass is intercepted, and Meg Ransom plays it across the red line for the Trojans, but that is as far as she could get. Now Wayzata scooping it up as Maddie Wolsman. Wolsman centers it there, and that shot goes wide of the goal as Check couldn't hit the net. Check keeps it in for the Trojans, keeps them on the attack, but now scooping it up is Campa. Campa across the red line with some speed, 1-on-4, flutters a wrist shot on goal, And the goaltender for the Trojans will hang on as Stetler will give them a stoppage. And we take a look at the goaltender on the other side of the ice, Brianna Blessy.
It's a 9-3-0 record. Doing it again, very nice save percentage. Both Maple Grove goaltenders are top dollar, both in top 90% save percentage, 1.32 or so goals against averages. So that's a nice thing for a coach to have. They can just slot either one in. If one gets hurt, bang, the other one can step in, and they haven't had to make the decision about which one's going to carry them. They've both been playing very well, Joe.
Very equal in playing time and statistically. So again, you can call it a hard decision or an easy decision. Either way, they're playing equal time and doing a good job. Looks like the net might have got kicked off a little bit. You can hear some of the fans yelling as Blessy had to make, I think was her first save there. They called it no shot on goal, but it looked to me a shot from this direction. Now a body check at center ice, no call there. We're going to let them play. And here come the Crimson, or rather the Trojans back on the attack. Check into the neutral zone. Into the center there, got the puck knocked off her stick, and now Campa will circle away from the forecheck a little bit and buy some time. Looking for some Crimson forwards who just completed the line change. Here goes Peyton Olsen looking up ice. That pass under the stick of Herdeen. Herdeen racing after it though. Had a chance to win the race, but it was ultimately poked away by Stetler.
Well, Crimson ever dangerous. I'll tell you, Camp a very nice job in their own defensive zone, just circling back until that line change got made, and then they got out of the zone and got on the attack real quick.
Wayzata continues on the forecheck now. Ashley Whittla fighting for that puck. Good battle with her and Riley Norman. The Crimson will control it though. They'll swing it around to the near side. Pinching down from the point though is Whittla. And it gets poked out through neutral. All the way back into the Trojan zone. After it goes Shannon. Shannon goes behind her own net, then banks it off the boards. Nice job by Swanson to catch that pass. Then Swanson headmans it to Whittla. And Whittla will dump it in and get a line change. A lot of positioning battles right now. 6 minutes and 45 seconds into this. Not a lot of sustained offense because right now the teams are just kind of getting the puck deep and trying to go to work. But each team able to break the puck out pretty successfully so far.
Well, and the other thing you're seeing too, Joe, both teams play on large rinks, Olympic-sized rinks, but they're using those short 10-foot passes. Nice move right here.
Beautiful stick handling there by Meg Ransom. Worked her way in, never did get a shot on. Amanda Rezabak goes to work now as she plays it up the side to Iyer. Iyer gets it in front. And a good chance there for Ransom. Now Ransom puts it home on her second attempt. Meg Ransom with her 8th goal of the year, their 20th point, puts the Trojans on the board.
Meg Ransom standing there in the middle, strong in the slot. Gee, I'll tell you what, they weren't moving here. Once she got planted up there, they weren't moving her. That puck came out, and she grabbed the rebound off the turnaround, whatever you want to call it, pull around. Watch it come around here. There she is right there. She stays there. Wraparound doesn't quite work, and she gets her stick on it. And, of course, she's up against Tina Campa, who's about 4 foot, and no mismatch there, boy.
And a chance the other way for the Crimson is going to result in a penalty, a slashing penalty coming up on the Trojans.
I think Lauren Kaufman for the Crimson getting in deep, by both feet, and got in for a good shot on Stelter.
We got to give credit to Amanda Rizabak, too, who only 1 goal, 3 assists coming into this game, but it was her work behind the net there that put that puck back out in front and allowed Ransom to get that one home. So now let's take a look at that Maple Grove power play now and the penalty kill of the Trojans as we see our first penalty of the night.
Well, they're working at a really fabulous 33% rate, 18 goals and 55 attempts. They got a good power play, and this is the one thing the Trojans needed to be afraid of. And ironic, Joe, that they scored the opening goal, and bang, they get in the box right away.
And the Crimson came right back down on the attack, and the Wayzata forced to take a penalty. Campa back to get it now. 30 seconds into this Wayzata Trojan penalty in the Crimson power play as the Crimson worked their way down, trying to get set up for the first time now on this power play. Right now, the Trojans' defense too strong, and doing a good job of winning that battle on the boards was Maddie Woldsman, and she plays it all the way down into the Crimson zone. So once again, Campa back to get it into her own end. Crimson now working their way through center. Coming down is Sydney Hansen. Hansen down the near boards, plays the puck into the corner and then catches up to it. Played all around to the back to the far side to Wente, who goes back to the point. Campa tees one up. That hits traffic in front. Wente gets to the rebound on the far side, plays it back down low. Now Wente gets the pass in return. Now Campa at the point. Campa plays it near side to Martinez, back to Campa. Campa tries to flutter it towards the middle. That one's kicked aside. Martinez regains control now for the Crimson. Martinez skates back, gives herself a little bit of breathing room, and then plays it back down low to Sydney Hansen. Hansen back to Martinez. Martinez loses the handle for a moment, now plays it back down in the corner, and that's where Hansen will go scoop it up. Hansen will try the other way. She goes back to the far side. Now it's Kampa. Her shot hits traffic in front. Great block out in front there, and the Trojans are able to play it down and get that line change.
Well, Kampa, not a whole lot size, but she's a good hockey player. She's got 5 goals, 4 from her power play goals.
Wente puts the brakes on behind the goal, then has it poked away just as she was about to try to make a centering feed. Wente now to the top of the circle. She'll pull the trigger. That shot was blocked. Good stick there by Coons in front. And both teams are now at full strength as Wayzata successfully kills off their first penalty of the evening. Nice little toe drag move right there as coming into the offensive zone was checked. She couldn't complete the move, but still a good move nonetheless. Now centering feed out front and a chance for Natalie Heising, but she couldn't get everything on that one. Wolzman tries to center, nobody home there. Good defensive play in front of the goal by Manon McMahon for the Crimson.
Well, we saw Heising get loose in front of that net. She's got 16 goals this year. You can't let her get in there.
Whittla tries a saucer pass that gets away from her a little bit too high. And back to their way come the Crimson. It's Claire McLean down the right side. Shot, that was going to go wide, but it's still gloved nonetheless. And Stelter will hang on for a face-off inside her zone. There's a look at the first-year head coach of Amber Heglin, but not her first season coaching. She's been around a long time, Dan.
Yes, she has. She just came out of the Armstrong Cooper group, but she was the head coach here at Wayzata for a number of years, a few years ago. So it's good to see her come back into a head coaching position. And boy, what a job she's done for the Crimson.
Both of these coaches, former Gopher players themselves. Shot on goal. Nice looking attempt there from Wayzata's Ali Whittla. And it was saved nicely by Blessy and kicked into the corner. Crimson will play it back to the near side. Racing after it there is Tippy Hill. Hill, getting forechecked by 2 different Trojans, was still able to win that battle and played over to Riley Norman. Norman, the nice little breakout pass up the left wing. Then that pass a little bit too fall for Herdeen, and it will be icing on the Crimson. So that'll bring the faceoff back inside the Crimson zone now. And now we take a look at the head coach for the Trojans, Becky Wacker, in her 6th season now for Wayzata.
Becky doing an excellent job, has instituted some different system setups for them. They got better immediately as a defensive club over the past few years, and she's had them in contention. She's done a good job, but you know, this is one where it's kind of important to her. They like this border battle game, and you see what she does with this team.
Big playoff victory last year for Wacker and the Trojans, looking to build on that success. When she first came on board, Wayzata was kind of sitting in this pool of mediocrity in hockey a little bit in the girls' hockey situation, and she did a good job immediately to kind of up the program status a little bit, but she has such a tough uphill climb with that difficult conference that they play in. Of course, playing against the likes of Minnetonka and Eden Prairie and Edina, they'll make you a better hockey team, but you're going to get a lot of losses and bumps along the way.
Well, that's been the deal. They were 10-0 regular, out of conference, and all of a sudden they get into conference. They just have trouble getting over that hump. But, night in, night out in this conference, I mean, my gosh, you got to go to Braemar, you got to go to Pagel. It's a tough road to hoe, but, if any coach can get them over, she will. They just need a little move. The sections this year have made a lot of difference. They've really broken up the late conference, and it's made it for a little bit easier time for Wayzata if they could break through and get into that state tournament through their section. That would really grab the program.
There used to be a kind of a complaint among area coaches that one section was so difficult that some of the best hockey in the state was being played in that section tournament. So things did get broken up a little bit. In Section 6 now, you got Edina, Cretin-Durham Hall moved over from the east side of town. They play with Hopkins and Wayzata. So it's still a very strong section, but it just evened out a little bit, perhaps. Maple Grove finds himself in a section with Blaine, Spring Lake Park, Centennial, Anoka, Rogers, and Champlain Park. So a section that they could, a lot of people think that Crimson could be the top dog in that section. Puck out of play now, and we'll have a stoppage and a face-off coming up. 4:50 to go in this opening period. Dan Fick and Joe Moline, Allie Arlt standing ringside. She'll have reaction from both coaches in between periods, and right now it's kind of a back-and-forth hockey game with not a lot of shots, not a lot of offense. Both teams kind of feeling themselves out. You see that a lot of times in big games in the first period, but it was Wayzata who was able to take the 1-0 lead on a good shift and a good effort down low. Puck gets played out to the neutral zone now, scooped up by Meester, turning it over now, and here come the Crimson with a chance, and she just missed that top left corner. What a great scoring chance there for the Crimson.
Boy, really zoned in on that upper left-hand corner, 1 inch the other way. I'll tell you, she had a goal. What a nice play, what a nice shot.
That was Manny McMahon with that opportunity for the Crimson. Maple Grove now gaining control. It's Riley Norman across center. She will chip it in, and she'll chase after it now. On the forecheck she goes, but it's Meester who won the race there, plays the puck back behind the goal. Meester ultimately goes down. Now a shot on goal, good kick save there using the stick by Stelter. And the Crimson are denied. Puck gets tipped into the zone now. Campa back to get it for Maple Grove. She'll go behind her own goal, then played up the left wing. And the Crimson are able to flip it out to center. Trojans trying to turn it back into offense of their own. Here comes Heising down the left side. Heising does a little power turn, puts it back to the point. Now she catches it back at the half wall. Heising looking for some help, feeds it back to the point. That shot goes a little bit wide of the goal, but it's still a kick save there by Blessy. He wasn't sure if that was going to hit the net or not. And ultimately, the rebound chance was there, but she was able to catch that ball in midair and secure the save.
Well, let's see the Crimson chance here. Coming in tight, got it up on the left-hand side, and here we can see the Wayzata chance. I thought it got tipped, but I guess it didn't. Just went in.
It was a bounce, bounce off the ice there.
Kind of a knuckle puck, something goalies just love looking at.
3:10 to go now in this opening period. The home team Trojans leading by 1. Now a shot on goal, some traffic in front, and a chance. Natalie Heising had one whack at it, but couldn't control it. Then she got knocked down to the ice, but a good shot from the point, and you can see there's some rebounds there for the Trojans if they're willing to put in the work.
Well, that's the first really sustained offensive effort 5-on-5 that we've seen all night tonight, Joe. And I'll tell you what, Maple Grove, that defense is getting challenged down there. I'll tell you what, that is living in front of that net. We can see it on the first goal. Good opportunity here for them the last time.
Gaining control is Taylor Nelson for the Trojans. She'll use her speed to get around the forecheck of the Crimson, then plays it off the boards. And the snow on the ice nearing the end of a period helps slow that one down and keep it from being an icing. Centering feed to the neutral zones, intercepted there by Megan Marshall of the Trojans. Marshall plays it up through center, but then it's picked off there by Maya Martinez, who will flip it back in, and the Crimson will go for a line change now. Here come the Trojans. Rezabak couldn't get a deflection there, and that will go all the way down for icing. So a face-off coming back inside to the Wayzata zone, and the Crimson and the Trojans with fresh legs on the ice will take the draw. With 2:08 to go in the first period, it's the final regular season game of the year for Maple Grove. The Wayzata Trojans have one more left against the Alexandria Cardinals, and then they'll be ready for playoffs. Channel 12 Sports will have a lot of those playoff games for you. Be sure to check that out.
Looking forward to it, Joe. I think we're going to have an opportunity this year to see a couple teams maybe make a run.
Some people are just settling into the hockey season a little bit, finally starting to feel like hockey, and then the girls' season, the way it just kind of sprints to a finish, they get going in the playoffs right when February rolls around.
Well, right now, looking at it, Maple Grove looks to be a solid contender for state. And, of course, the Breck Mustangs, again, are showing their power coming out of this area. I give them a real good chance to get to state. I give them a good chance to win state at the 1A level.
Maple Grove fighting for the puck behind the net. It's Norman. She plays it up the left wing to Roll, and Roll was able to get it to the line, but not out. And now the Trojans will flip it out front and on goal, and scooping that up is Blessy, and she'll hang on for a face-off again inside the Crimson zone. It was a back-and-forth period to begin. I think now the play has kind of started to develop a little bit more in the Crimson zone. Wayzata's established their forecheck a little bit here. Blessy plays that puck into the corner, and after it goes Heising. Now it goes back to the point. Shot by Shannon. That one misses wide. A race for the puck on the near side. Heising trying to fight for that puck for the Trojans. Plays it to the point. Quick shot by Meester. Gets deflected and then trickles in on goal as we have another stoppage with just under a minute to go in the opening period.
Well, the advantage here Wayzata has, Joe, is that they're bigger and stronger than the Maple Grove defense, and it's showing itself. They're winning one-on-one battles, then they're moving the puck back out top, and they're getting some open shots. And Maple Grove's D can't move the forwards out from in front of that net.
Wolfsman anticipated the D-to-D pass and intercepted it. Gained control. Now they go D-to-D at the point. Shot there by Meester gets blocked out in front. Here comes Camp the other way. Camp with some speed. It's a 2-on-3. Has the puck poked off her stick. And here come the Trojans the other way. It's Lindsay Check down the left side. Puts a shot on goal. Rebound kicked into the corner. Campa plays it to the wall. Heising's there for the Trojans. Overskates it now, and now Maple Grove controls. A good pinch there by Wisniewski. Keeps it alive. Here comes Heising walking in, and she scores! She takes it all the way from the wall into the circle, and she puts the Trojans ahead by 2.
Boy, just great forechecking on that half wall, Joe. Springs Natalie Heising, who's their second leading scorer this year. Let her wide open in the slot. Can't miss him there. Left goalie Plessy all by herself. Just hung her out to dry. Trojans with some really good hard work. Get an opportunity, bury it, and take a 2-0 lead here with 20 seconds left in the first period.
Well, when it comes around to film study, Maple Grove's going to see that they didn't get any help there from the weak side defender or the weak side winger. The weak side winger's got to hang a little bit lower in the slot there. And the defenseman was tied up with the forward out front. A lot of hustle by the Trojans on that forecheck led to that goal. Now a bouncing shot at the end of the period, and with the band playing the school song, the Trojans will head to the locker room with a 2-0 lead.
Well, good first period, but Wayzata, wow, I'm telling you, all of a sudden.
When we come back, it'll be Allie talking to the Wayzata coach, Becky Walker. We'll be right back here on Channel 12.
Watch Channel 12 at home. Why not on the go? Channel 12 is online at 12.tv. Watch on your phone, on your tablet. Channel 12 is your local source wherever you go. Just log on to 12.tv. Check out our videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and even watch live events via live stream. So don't wait. Stay up to date with Channel 12 and 12.tv, your local source.
An eating disorder feels like having another person inside your head. It kind of built this wall around me.
The main thing that we needed was hope.
Your age, your gender, your ethnicity. Eating disorders don't discriminate. They can strike anyone. The National Eating Disorders Association has the information and resources to steer people and their families toward the road to recovery.
Call or visit the NEDA website today for help and hope.
Back here after the first period, we have Allie standing by with the head coach of the Trojans.
Coach, up by 2 scores after that first period. What did you like out of your team?
You know, we're really hustling. We're sticking to our game plan. We're getting the puck deep. We're forechecking real hard, and our D are making good choices on when they step.
A lot of position battles in the first period. How do you guys ensure a little bit more control through the next 2?
You know, a lot of it is in our positioning when we have those battles, making sure that our player who's waiting for that puck to pop out is in the correct location and reading the play and where that puck's going to come.
Thanks for your time, Coach. Good luck in the night.
Thank you.
All right, guys, back to you.
All right, Allie, thank you very much. Coach Wacker has to be very happy, Dan, that those position battles and those battles along the boards right now, they're going in favor of the Trojans.
It really has been, but again, we were talking about that size and speed positioning. They're supporting each other very well. That last goal especially, they sprung it and got her open, and all of a sudden caught everybody in a bad spot, and she just had a nice open shot. First goal, again, same thing. Got to get Ransom in front. They couldn't get her out. They're using that size and strength in front, winning the one-on-one battles, and it's gotten them 2 goals in that last period, so she's got to be happy.
17 minutes of play, and right now what you can tell your kids in the intermission is that the team that worked harder in the corners, the team that worked harder along the boards, they're the team that's up 2-0 right now.
Yep.
And Wayzata won those battles, and that's why they lead 2-0. We'll be right back now after this message. We'll take a look at the first period stats and some highlights. You're watching girls high school hockey right here on 12 Sports.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
30 million Americans will suffer from an eating disorder at some point in their lives. The National Eating Disorders Association has the information and resources to steer people and their families toward the road to recovery.
Hi, I work at the NEDA helpline. We have something called Click to Chat, which is a live chat with someone on the helpline, and they're really able to get support.
Call or visit the NEDA website today for help and hope.
And we're back at the Plymouth Ice Center after one period of play. The Trojans lead the Crimson 2-0. And as we mentioned, in that first period, it was a lot of hard work and battles won that put them ahead. But let's take a look at that first period stats and highlights. As we take a look first at the highlights, the Crimson getting on the attack early. A couple shots on goal early on, but the goaltender, Sarah Stelter, pretty strong for the Trojans with a couple of shots she faced and some good traffic out in front. That led to the first goal of the game as Ransom puts the Trojans ahead 1-0. Hard work and determination led to that one, and then some good corner work down low. Let the puck pop out to Natalie Heising, who scores her team-leading 17th goal of the season, and that put the Trojans up 2-0. And there's a look at your shots on goal. Wayzata out shooting Maple Grove 9-3 and out chancing them 4-1 right now. Only penalty of the game goes to the Trojans, but they successfully killed off that penalty. A good sign for the Trojans because their penalty kill has been struggling this year, but they're 1-for-1 here tonight. Both these teams have enjoyed success throughout the season, but let's take a look now where they stand amongst their peers. Maple Grove right now ranked 6th in the state, and second right now, what we expect to be second in their section seedings behind Blaine, who's ranked 4th. You see some other top-ranked teams in their section as well. So the section semis could get interesting with some tough teams like Spring Lake Park, Coon Rapids, and Centennial waiting there in the wings, perhaps in the section semis. And take a look at that section 6AA, Edina, among the top teams in that section, 3rd in the state this year. Wayzata number 11, and Creedner Hall at number 8. And you see Hopkins, and it kind of drops off after that. So Wayzata going to have a tough section to get through, but they'll have a tough matchup no matter what in that section. 2-0 after one here at the Plymouth Ice Center. We'll be right back for more high school girls hockey action. You're watching Channel 12 Sports.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
Hey, did you buy something from some gaming site?
What do you mean?
Yeah, look, there's a bunch of different charges on here.
Do you think someone stole our credit card information?
I don't know. That site sounds familiar, though.
Yeah, isn't that the site that Billy's on all the time?
You don't think.
Billy! Stop and think before you connect. Playing online is serious business. Visit dhs.gov/stopthinkconnect for tips on how to be safe online.
We're back at the Plymouth Ice Center, and the Trojans come back on the ice along with the Crimson up 2-0.
We're looking at the Crimson to make some changes this period. Now they're going to have to start getting a little more time in the Wayzata zone, putting some pressure on them. And they'll do more playmaking, Joe. They're quick, they're fast, they can move the puck, get openings down there, and I think moving it up top a little bit to spread out Wayzata and get some good shots on Stelter to get him back in the game. Wayzata just keep doing what they're doing. They get it down deep. Just like Coach Wachter said, let their forwards go to work. And so far it's produced 2 goals. They got to be happy with their performance tonight. They needed one like this going into sections.
That voice is Dan Ficken along with myself, Joe Moline. We got Allie Arlt also here tonight, and bringing you this exciting hockey action as we kind of put a closure on the girls' high school hockey season, but we still have a lot of action in the winter sports. Things are really going to heat up when we turn our calendars to February. Boys hockey starts to get really interesting. This is the time of year where you really start to care about how your kids are playing. Positioning for section seedings, of course, but it's really about the feel of your team and how the team is playing entering the playoff time of year. So the Crimson going right to left now in this second period. Wayzata Trojans in those gold uniforms going left to right. And a quick chance and a shot on goal right off the bat for the Crimson. An excellent scoring opportunity for Lauren Kaufman for the Crimson. Nearly put one home and cut the lead in half. Puck now back down inside the Crimson zone as the Wayzata Trojans will try to go back to work. Offensively, they established that forecheck late in that first period and brought the momentum into the second here. Playing catch with the puck along the side. There's Heising. Heising gets it back down low from Wolzman. Now centering it for Wolzman, but she was covered up nicely by Campo. It was all over her. Good defensive play. There's a little bit of water on the ice right now as the puck's just sticking. It's really messing with people. Slow the puck down a little bit and kind of almost creating some costly turnovers. Here comes Swanson down the right side. Swanson puts a shot on goal, defended easily as kicking to the side was Blessy. Now to the point. That shot from the point deflects, but still ends up wide of the goal. Now to the corner it goes. Winning the battle down there is Swanson. Swanson loses the puck though. Swanson's going to get it right back here in the corner. She centers it. What a little piece of give and go.
Wow.
Beautiful little play between her and Whittla. Whittla got a great scoring chance out of it.
You know, if Wayzata could get this line going, the Whittla line going here, that would help them a lot on this run. That'd give them two lines that can put the puck in the net.
Fanning on that pass attempt was Wisniewski. Now the puck gets played right back down behind the goal. Stelter settled it down for her defense. And the Trojans are able to get the puck out of the zone. It's scooped up there by Hill for the Crimson. They played it up to center. Now a nice job coming back and winning it there was Ashley Whittla. She dumps it back down low. And back to get it goes Tippy Hill. Hill goes behind her own goal, then banks it off the far wall. And it goes under the stick of a Trojan and gets played out to center. Now here come the Crimson back in on sides. Ransom down the right side. She has the first goal of the game, looking to add to that. Ransom ties it up behind the goal now. And taking away, though, is Pias for Maple Grove. Nice forecheck, keeping it alive is Rezabak. Rezabak tried to put it out front, and the Crimson will deny that effort as they come back through neutral. Here come the Crimson down the side. Wente, who we really didn't call her name much there in that first period. She had a couple of decent opportunities, decent looks early in the first, and didn't hear much from her after that. As the puck gets played back down low. Maple Grove will come out with it now. Here comes Roll across center. Roll at the line and into the zone now. Gets it poked off her stick. Trojans defending their zone so well right now. Roll gets it back, but then quickly gets it taken away. Here comes Lindsay Check. 1-on-2. Tried to go around the defense. At the end of that, the 1-on-2 was just too difficult.
Oh, but I'll tell you what, Lindsay Check was dancing. I'll tell you what, that was just a really nice move. But here they go. The Trojans got the puck deep inside.
Here comes Check, turning around and a kick save. Somehow, Blessy, while falling down, was able to kick that one away. Now a shot from the point. Blessy sees it cleanly, but can't handle it. And she stopped it with her glove, but could not keep it in her mitt. And now Heising down low in the corner. That puck again sticking a little bit. The puck is acting goofy. They can't get a stoppage fast enough to get a new puck on the ice. Puck gets played over to the side here, up to the blue line, into the zone now. And the Trojans are able to get that last couple of players off the ice who needed a line change.
You can see how strong they are in the puck here, Joe. They're just controlling inside, and Maple Grove, they just can't get it off their sticks, and the puck movement is so good, positioning so good, and the support is so good by the Trojans tonight. It's making all the difference in the world.
You know, for the non-hockey fans, they often don't wonder, how different teams can win on different nights. You know, it's not like basketball, football, where a lot of times just the best team wins,
Yeah.
So this team had better players, they won tonight. In hockey, it's a little bit different. It's all about moving your feet, winning battles, kind of being in the right spots, and it can change everything on any given night. And right now, as you said, the Trojans are just supporting the puck a little bit better. They're winning the battles. They're a little bit quicker to the puck. Winning some races, and here they go once again. A centering feed, great chance, and a shot on goal from Nelson. And Blessy has had to be good here early in this second period.
And I want to see the replay on that last save she made. I don't believe how she made that. It was unbelievable. It should be 3-0 right now by all rights.
Here comes the Trojans back at it, 2-on-2. Ranson comes down, puts a shot on. This time, Blessy sees it cleanly and hangs on. Let's take a look at some of these saves we've seen here in the first 5 minutes of the second period.
Look at this one right there. Boy, that leg positioning was so good. She was outside of her net a little bit too. I thought that helped. Here she is again in good position and legs down, got herself tight on the post. Good situation, but I'll tell you what, Wayzata down there, they're not afraid to let that thing go. Yeah, you should have a smile on your face, young lady. Very nice job.
Wayzata now out shooting Maple Grove 15-4. There's another shot that works its way down in on goal as Blessy plays it into the corner. Now Maple Grove turning it over once again on that. They're trying to make that cross ice pass to the weak side winger, but it's just not there right now. Defensemen worked their way into the passing lane. Now the puck gets to the near side where McMahon won the race for the Crimson. And now Herding tried to play it down low, but the Trojans were able to play it out. And it was too far for Heising, who can't catch up to it, and it'll be icing on the Trojans. So a face-off coming back into the Trojan zone, a rare opportunity for the Crimson to kind of set up some offense here in this second period.
Well, an opportunity, like you said, to get in the zone and start working it down there. You know, they need to have a little time in the offensive zone to wear on this Wayzata defense a little bit, and frankly, put Sarah Stelter to a big, multiple saves here rather than just the one when the one forward's in there with no rebound.
Good contact on the far side. Sarah Iyer got the best as she positioned herself and used her hips to drive the Maple Grove player into the boards, and she's a little shaken up from that play. That's Erin Roll. Here comes Erin Roll, number 9 for the Crimson. Hits the boards really hard. Boy, they'll be lucky if she's okay after that one. And it was a clean play. It's not a. That wasn't a body check. That was a positioning.
Just warding off the puck, come through the hands with the hips. Really wasn't trying to do some damage on the body. It just worked out that way, and a good no call. And it was offside there by the Crimson. Just another opportunity. They won the faceoff. Looked like they were getting a pretty good job. Got the puck moved back to D and just wasn't ready, and an errant pass. And boy, I'll tell you, it takes you outside the zone, and all of a sudden you got to fight to get back in there. And Coach Hagelin trying to be encouraging here, but Jill, it almost feels like it's more than a 2-0 lead for Wayzata right now.
They got the lead 2-0, but they also have the tempo of play in their favor right now. But here come the Crimson their way, seeing if they can work their way into that. And they've got a penalty coming up. That's one way to cut into that lead, as Taylor Wente was hooked as she entered the zone. We'll see the official call here.
Well, that's the player she is, boy. She really stretched it out, got an extra burst of speed trying to split that D, and she almost got through there. And there's the hook. You knew they were in trouble. You don't want her in on your net, and there's a penalty.
But Dan, right there, the Wolfsman stopped moving her feet, didn't realize that she could have passed her off to the defenseman there. There was a defenseman there. I mean, there was no reason for that hook. That's just one of those plays that you got to learn. You're not in position to lift your stick there. So a hooking penalty that probably shouldn't have happened, but then it'll put the Crimson on the power play. And on that first power play of the game, the Crimson really never did get set up. See if they do better this time around. Here comes Martinez. She plays it back to the neutral zone as she was looking for the Crimson Sydney Hansen. Hansen got it in for a moment, but Martinez keeps it in. Race for the puck on the far side. Martinez can't keep it in the second time. The puck gets played out to center now. Here comes Campa, works it up the near side for Kaufman. Kaufman into the zone. Kaufman down the left side. She'll kind of slow down a little bit. Take it back behind the Trojan goal. Then looks to center it. And they had a one-timer attempt there in front. Martinez wasn't able to finish the job. Now Campa over to Martinez. Martinez near side to Wente. Wente looks to go into the slot area for Hansen, and that pass was intercepted.
Boy, just a little off, and I tell you, Wayzata, they're out blocking shots. They're out in good position. Really, making it tough to get anything through. Oh, here we go.
Wente winds it up, hits the side of the goal. Rebound, jumped out in front. Not able to get her stick on it was Norman. Norman had a golden opportunity, but just couldn't get the handle.
Had it there with a big shot. That glanced off the post, I think, and went to behind the net, did it? and then came out front. Norman was right there, had an opportunity just to pull it and throw it up, and couldn't quite get it done. Had Stelter down and totally at her mercy.
Claire McLean to take the face-off for the Crimson, see if they can't get the second power play unit going now. Puck works its way back to the point here. Tippy Hill walks it to the middle, then back down in the corner. Herdine, she puts a shot towards the net, but that hit traffic in front before it made it to the goal. Now Herdine gets it back on the feed from McLean. Herdine looking to the point, then throws it off the side of the goal. The puck sat there for a moment. Now McLean, she centers it, intercepted by the Trojans, but we do have a stoppage of play. The net had come off, and we'll see who forced it off. The faceoff might stay inside, so the Crimson are going to get a break here. Right when the Trojans had cleared the puck or got possession, the Trojans knocked the net off behind the play, and that's going to keep the puck down deep inside the Trojans' territory.
The advantage here, the Trojans got a line change, so they got to change out the penalty killing unit, so they have fresh bodies out there.
Wayzata does get the line change. McLean will take the faceoff again for the Crimson, and this one is won by Wayzata as the puck bounces up through the neutral zone now. Herdine works her way down the left wing. A centering feed right there, kind of saucered it from McLean. McLean couldn't get her stick on it. And the Trojans have killed off both penalties tonight that they have been called for, and now it's 2 for 2 in the penalty kill. One of the concerns coming into this game was the special teams of the Trojans. Here comes Maple Grove out through center. It's 3-on-3 at the neutral zone. But Wayzata does a good job of denying them an effort there. McMahon will play it back down into the zone. Too far there from McLean, and it will be icing. Oh, a penalty.
No, it will not. It will be a high stick.
High sticking behind the play. I didn't see that happen. It's Lindsay Check working her way back to the penalty box. So the Trojans right back into the penalty box for the third time here tonight, and the second time in about 2 minutes.
Well, here's that issue again, raising its ugly head. Trojans starting to go into the box, and you know, Crimson had a couple good opportunities here, though. You can't keep giving them opportunities and expect them to fail.
Clean face-off win there by Wente. It led to a shot from Campa that went up the side of the goal. Now Wente walks it in, pulls the trigger. I think she hit her own player, Hansen, in front. Now Hansen getting after it behind the goal. She's got Wente wide open, but did not see her. Now the puck goes back to Campa, to Wente on the near side. Shot goes off the skate there of Andrea Coons for the Trojans and goes up and over the goal. Now behind it goes Hansen to grab it. Crimson play it back to the point. Campa fakes the shot, goes back down low to Kaufman. Kaufman tried to force it into the middle. Now Kaufman, the second chance, she flips that one right into traffic. It hits a couple of bodies in front. They never really got the puck to the net. Now Campa to Wente as they regroup with 7.5 minutes to go in the period and 1:06 to go in the power play. Kaufman walks it in, gets it poked off her stick. Campa wins the race to Kaufman. Puck gets played up to the line and out of the zone as the Crimson will have to tag up and regroup. Far side of the rink it goes as Martinez walks it back in. One-timer, Wente, fan on that one. She had a wide open net if she would have been able to connect. And now another penalty coming up on the Trojans. Maple Grove should let them touch the puck, and they do.
And Joe, there you go. You're talking again. Stop moving your legs and reach with your stick, and it's going to be a penalty every doggone time. And there you go. Now we're going to have a 5-on-3 for 37 seconds here.
Samantha Meester works her way to the bench, to the penalty box rather, and she'll sit down for 2 minutes. A slashing call. So for 37 seconds, it'll be 5-on-3. How critical is this power play for the Crimson? There's the slash.
Right there, and then it gets into the legs too. So, wow.
So wise use, I think, of a timeout here on the Crimson. That top power play unit was out there for, well, they were out there for 1 minute and 23 seconds there before that penalty happened. So a good use of their timeout, get that top unit back on. You see Coach Wacker there talking to her Trojans about killing this one off.
You know, Meister not being in there, that hurts him. She's a vital part of that penalty kill too. Although I got to give it to Wayzata, for as bad as this penalty kills look this year, it's looked pretty good tonight. Etc. And of course their goaltender has helped a lot with that. But
well, Wayzata's looked pretty good here tonight, and you wonder if they're just trying to work their way out of that funk that they found themselves in mid-season. Wayzata was a team that started the season off 10-0, and then they ran into Minnetonka, lost 5-0. They bounced back with a 3-1 win over Edina, and they lost to Eden Prairie, followed by losses to Egan and Cretin Hall. So it was kind of murderer's row, though, too. They were playing a tough slate of schedule.
Yeah. Well, both these schools do, and that's why they usually end up in the top 10 in the state, and maybe not have a quote-unquote sterling record with 1 or 2 losses, but everybody recognizes who's they're playing, and when you get into a funk like this, it can turn into something ugly because every night you're playing a good team. You're not playing a team that you can get over a problem with. So, but it's interesting to see now how Maple Grove, they got their backs to the wall here. They're going to have to figure something out here.
Well, I'll tell you one thing that the power play has done a little bit is given Wente some opportunities to get the puck on her stick a little bit and some room to breathe.
Yep.
5-on-5, we haven't called her name a lot, but when she gets in the power play is when we've seen the puck on her stick a little bit more and with some good scoring chances. She will be the one that takes the face-off for the Crimson, but it's Wayzata who won it initially, but now Maple Grove gets control with Kaufman on it. Kaufman will try to set up shop behind the goal, and she just misfires on the pass to Martinez. So Campa will hustle back to her own blue line to get it and work it back up to the Wayzata zone. Here goes Wente, beats the defender into the middle, shot right on, that goes off the glove of Stelter and into the corner. Now Wente, another chance, that one deflected, and somehow Stelter saw it and secured it. Now the puck's behind her, but that's well after the whistle. Oh boy.
Just goes to show you, where does your penalty kill start? Right there with that big number 1 jersey.
Oh, look where
right
that puck
there.
is sitting.
Yeah.
It's sitting right above the N on the Vaughn. It was never really locked in there.
Well, the refs lost sight of it, so they blew it.
And now we have a stoppage, and I think we have an interference pick play. An interference called on Sydney Hansen, who kind of used her body to set a little bit of a pick for her teammates. And now Maple Grove will take its first penalty of the night, and that will even things up at 4-on-4 for the next 1 minute and 23 seconds.
Well, that was kind of a turnaround there. But Maple Grove never really got a good opportunity in that 5-on-3 for that 37 seconds. So now we'll see what happens.
4-on-4 hockey on this big Olympic-sized sheet of ice. We'll see how this plays out. Shot from the point. That one hits traffic in front. As Czech tried to tee one up. Now a chance out front. Heising fanned on it. She just couldn't get the handle on it as she entered the middle of the slot area there and had a golden scoring chance, but couldn't pull the trigger. Oh, great job holding it in for a moment, but now it leads to a little bit of a rush. Turning it right back around those Wolfsmen. A shot on goal there from Czech. That one is secured and hung on to by Blessing. We'll have a stoppage of play and a whistle. Face off inside the Maple Grove zone.
Well, you always said it. They're showing that transition game real quick. Heising just lost it off her stick. She didn't realize it, but she was trying to keep balance to get something going. But, Joe, I'll tell you what, transition for Wayzata has been good this year. They're turning the puck fast as soon as they get possession of it and taking it right into the attack zone.
Indeed they go. Coons walks it in. Shot tipped in front. Blessy sprawls to cover it. Boy, Wayzata's doing a great job of getting traffic out in front of that net there and almost led to another chance.
Well, you got to give Blessy credit. I'm telling you what, she's made some good saves. They got a stick on it, changed it. Good position for her. And she's done a stellar job. Again, it could be easily 3-4, 5-0 right now.
Face off now to the left of Blessy. And it's won and controlled by the Crimson. Here comes Norman. Cross center, banks it off the boards to herself. Walks it down, 2-on-1, and a beautiful play! And a goal for Haley Herdeen. What creativity by Riley Norman to set up that scoring chance, to bank it off the boards on the 2-on-2, creates a 2-on-1, and then delivers a beautiful pass.
And Norman, a great play here. Big mistake by the Wayzata D. Got beat, big looping turn as Norman threw the puck on the boards and she went around the D. The D should have stopped, come back right away on a good line, and she kind of floated back, not worrying about anything. Norman threw it beautifully into the middle, and there was Herdeen, and she buried it. And looking like what? That's 12th goal of the year for Haley Herdeen. She's always been dangerous.
12 goals, 12 assists for the senior forward, and that one was easy. Just go to the net, receive the pass, and fire it home when you can. Now here comes Wente down the middle, shot on goal. as Wente had a good chance right there, showing her dangerous offensive ability. So 2-1, and you said that game felt much more of a deficit than just 2 goals, but right now it's only 2-1, and now it feels closer than 2-1 as Maple Grove has really used those power plays, maybe
Yes.
not to tie the game, but to get some momentum.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, Wente walks the other center off the faceoff and got a great scoring chance as Natalie Heising's probably thinking, oh boy, she's ducked right around her on that one.
You could just tell by her reaction when she turned around. She's going like, what happened here? You got to block her off.
Heising did a better job that time getting some stick on puck. Callie Precker back to get it inside the Crimson zone, goes behind her goal. Little reversal there for Wente as the Trojans are at full strength, and now they go in their first power play of the night. Not a very long one at only 29 seconds, but it's a power play nonetheless. Now they miscommunicate on that pass to the point. It'll go all the way back down into the zone. Stelter will settle it down, play it back off the wall to Check, and then Check plays it to herself and catches up to it here on the near side. Check bounces it off the boards up ahead to Heising. Heising loses it though, and here comes Wente into the zone. 2-on-3 as she enters it. Oh, puts a shot on it, went right off, I think the stick or the blocker of the goaltender Stelter, but still a great short-handed chance there, as now the Crimson are also at full strength, and we'll see some 5-on-5 hockey for the first time in about 7 minutes. A shot on goal right there, and Blessy hangs on with 4:02 to go in the second period. It's 2-1 Trojans.
Well, the Trojans aren't wasting any shots either. I haven't seen too many go by the net. They get them right on net, and they make Blessy make a save. Maybe not a tough one, but at least they're forcing her to make a save. That's been to their advantage all night, and they get a face-off inside the Crimson zone.
Crimson win the face-off as Norman goes back to retrieve the puck. She edged it around the far side. Now she'll try the near side. Skates it around the net, got a little bit of a hook, which made her lose the puck. And there it's picked up and taken by Roll, but she lost it. Shot on goal. Now Tippy Hill goes back to get it. She makes out the far wall, but that's held in by a pinching defenseman for the Trojans, Izzy Shannon. Now played back down into the near corner. Right to the point it goes. Megan Marshall fakes the shot, finds herself a shooting lane now, pulls the trigger, and it goes on goal, and able to glove it there is Blessy.
Good positioning there by Swanson in front. Almost got a tip as that puck came in. This Wheeler line is starting to pick it up. They're annoying forechecking and in a rough and tumble kind of line, a bunch of grinders, but you know, if they start scoring and they get these opportunities, that's going to be a big bonus for the Trojans here going into sections.
Here come the Crimson out through the neutral zone with some speed. And a shot to goal as they dropped it off for Campa. And Campa wrists it through the traffic and into the net. And we're knotted up at 2.
Little Tina Campa, I'll tell you what, she's a player. Comes up from defense, drags back, coming in the slot. Drop pass to her. She just gets it and rips it. There's the drop pass. And look at her rip it. I'll tell you what, Stelter was in good position. It just plainly beat her. That was a heck of a hard wrist shot by Tina Campa. And all of a sudden, we got a tie game here. Boy, you just love it when that defense steps up into the play and makes it count too.
Now Campa's defense intercepts a pass in her own zone, scoops it around to the near side. Far side rather, Kaufman couldn't get it. Now play back to the point. Check, who started the game at forward, is back at defense now for the Trojans. Plays it back down into the corner. Heising going to work, trying to get away from the Maple Grove defense. Plays it back to Check. Shot there, misses wide of the goal. Now into the corner it goes. Nice job holding it down deep by Meister. Check on the far side, tries to center it, misses it wide. Comes all the way around to the near side there by Shannon, but she holds it in. Wayzata gives up a goal, but they go right back to work with some zone possession. But now it's the Crimson who come out. Hansen, her pass was in the skates of Wente, and they come back the other way. Now Kaufman scoops it up, then she turns it right back to the Trojans. Russo was able to play it out of the zone. All the way down, it's going to be icing now on the Trojans. Face-off coming back inside the Trojan zone. 2:01 to play here in the second period. Twos are wild on the scoreboard. 2 minutes to go. 2-2 in the second period.
Whew. Boy, that happened all of a sudden. It looked like Wayzata here halfway through the second period was really dominating big time, and looks like your total charge of the game, and all of a sudden Maple Grove gets a goal and turns the whole thing around.
Well, we'll be hearing from the head coach, Amber Hegland of the Crimson, and she'll be feeling good about the second period. We heard from Coach Wacker of the first period. She was feeling good about the first. I think these coaches get their players playing well right in time for the interview with Allie so that they can say good things about their squad. Puck gets played to the point there, and it's held in for a moment. Now it has left the zone, but the Crimson come right back in. Onsides they are. Centering feed right there. Good pass out front there by Haley Herdeen. Now the puck gets thrown on goal by Haley Herdeen, and we have it secured though by Stelter, and we'll have another faceoff coming up again in the Wayzata zone.
Well, Stelter made a good save. I like her positioning, Joe. She's played well for the Trojans tonight. The goals she were scored on her were just top shelf plays, my gosh. But, you know, the Crimson really, look at how they're walking the D.
Wente did it again. She walks right around the center on the faceoff, and that defenseman has to be able to jump over there and help out their center.
Well, their center's got to start blocking her off, for heaven's sakes.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Starts at the center, and then you got to get some help. But yeah, that's a little bit too clean.
Well, the Wayzata, or the Crimson forwards, well, I tell you what, they're living in the middle. They're taking control of that slot. And we've seen it all the whole game, but now it's really starting to have some effectiveness.
Ising raced after in the corner, trying to keep that puck alive now. Puck gets played to the point. A shot there, deflected. Nice hustle by Wente to get out to the point and block that shot. A flip attempt there by Kampa. Turned it back over to the Trojans. And here comes Wolzman, works her way into the middle, tries to get to her forehand with a spin move, but couldn't get much on the shot. Now it's Meg Ransom who will take over the forechecking for the Trojans. She runs into the ref though, and then Nelson's on it. Back down low to Ransom. Ransom tried to bring it out front, then lost it just as she got to the front of the net. And it's played out of the zone. Back to get it for the Trojans goes Shannon. Shannon banks it off the boards up through center. And Maple Grove will dump it right back into the Trojans zone now. Iyer takes it behind the Trojan goal, and that's when the period comes to an end. Well, an exciting first period that had Maple Grove feeling pretty good about themselves, up 2-0. The Trojans bounce back with 2 goals in the second. We have a tie game as we head to the third. Great hockey action. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to hear from the Maple Grove coaching staff. You're watching high school hockey here on 12 Sports.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
You watch Channel 12 at home. Why not on the go? Channel 12 is online at 12.tv. Watch on your phone, on your tablet. Channel 12 is your local source wherever you go. Just log on to 12.tv. Check out our videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and even watch live events via live stream. So don't wait. Stay up to date with Channel 12 and 12.tv, your local source.
Back at the Plymouth Ice Center, Allie Arlt is now standing by with Coach Hegland and the Crimson.
Thank you, Joe. Coach, the first period was all Wayzata, but the second period was all Maple Grove. Before the game, you said Maple Grove would have to play their best game against the Trojans. Have you seen glimpses of that through the first two?
Yeah, absolutely. I thought in the first period we didn't do a great job of holding onto the puck. In the second period, we got a little bit more poise with the puck and started to handle it and make some things happen and move the puck to people with some urgency.
0 for 4 on the power play. What do you need to see out of these girls to bring this W in the third period?
just more grit and continue to compete. Wayzata's a great team. They've got a lot of great players, and they're going to play hard, and that's what you get from top teams, and we're going to need to match that and trying to capitalize on some opportunities that we create.
Coach, thanks for the time. Good luck in the third.
Thank you.
All right, we'll send it back up to you guys.
All right, Allie, thank you very much. Coach Heglin, it's interesting to hear, she mentioned kind of one of the things we've been hitting on. Her team players have to be ready to compete. I think it's fun, too, though, when you hear a coach talk about that their players need to hang on to the puck a little bit more, get a little bit better with the puck. A lot of times you hear about coaches getting worried that their players overhandle it, but when you have confidence in the skill of your players, you do want them to keep possession of that puck and have some poise and take care of the puck and make some good plays. And we saw that in the second period.
Yeah, what's understated here is the fact that we were talking about this in the second half of the second period, where the Maple Grove Crimson were really walking the Wayzata D and getting some great opportunities without having to make passes. Now, their 2 goals came off of beautiful passes, but after somebody forced the middle hard and did a nice job with that. So you can see where Coach Hageland is. Get the stick handling, draw people to you, and eventually you drop the pass off and somebody's open for a good shot.
Well, it's been a tale of 2 periods here in this game, and it's going to set up a great third period. We're excited for that. But first, we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to show you highlights from that second period and some stats. You're watching girls high school hockey right here on 12 Sports.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
At Plymouth, at the Plymouth Ice Arena here, the pick with the 2 teams tied up 2-2 this rivalry night here, the Crimson and the Trojans, and it was all Crimson in that second period as they came back out. Kind of took it to them a little bit in that first period, but the Crimson answered the call. Great scoring chances. That puck sat right there. A great scoring opportunity for Taylor Wente. Did not end up in a goal, but then it ended up in the back of the net with this great feed. Riley Norman sets up Haley Herdeen for her 12th goal of the year. 12 goals, 12 assists for Herdeen. For Norman, that was her 7th assist, and a beautiful one it was. Here come the Crimson once again. Another beautiful play on transition. Drop pass right there into the middle, and then burying it is Tina Campa for her 6th goal of the season. And the difference in the 2 periods, the Trojans got their shot lead in the first period. The Crimson bounced back good right there. Now they've closed the deficit a little bit. 21-13 still in favor of the Trojans. 8 shots on goal in the period for the Crimson. There you see your scoring chances evening out a little bit too. And the power play is not working so far for either team here tonight, as the Trojans' penalty kill has been strong. One thing that's interesting is the Trojans got their goals off hard grinder out goals, work down low, and the Crimson get their goals in transition. Let's take a look at the Class 2A state rankings as we stand right now. As of January 27th, Hill Murray up there at number 1, Minnetonka and Edina following them, and then you see, what do you see the trend there at 2, 3, and 4? It's Minnetonka, Edina, Eden Prairie, all in the same conference as the Trojans. Then you see Maple Grove working its way at 5. They have the Blaine Bengals and Elk River in their conference.
Yep.
And of course the Bengals in their section in that top 10. There's the second half of the top 20. Centennial, White Bear, Lake Roseau, Eastview, all those teams in there in the top 20.
And Northwest Suburban is well represented there too, along with the Lake. So we're looking at 2 very, very good conferences here in this game, and both teams competing in it. So sections are going to be an interesting battle, especially with the new mix that they've got going. Things got juggled, and it's giving more teams, I think, an opportunity that were stuck in one section, you know, where like Tonka for many years just dominated that section, and they get to state and they'd win it. Well, what about these other teams, you know? And now they're all going to get an opportunity, I think a better opportunity, and it should make the state tournament really interesting this year.
A lot of great hockey to be played here in the next couple of months. We're excited for it, and you should be too. After 2 periods, it's 2-2. Trojan and Crimson all netted up. We'll figure out who the winner is here in just moments here on 12 Sports.
Passion starts with taking that first step. Take Will, for example. His first step was taking free TV classes at Northwest Community Television. He's learning production skills and now has access to cutting-edge equipment. He's working on local music productions, meeting new people, and gaining experience needed to produce his own show. Best of all, he's sharing his passion for music with others in his community. Share your passion. Visit nwct.org.
And we're back at the Plymouth Ice Center, home of the Wayzata Trojans, along with Dan Ficken and Allie Arlt. Ringside, I'm Joe Moline. Glad you could join us here tonight. And if you're watching here tonight, you can just remind all your friends and family that they can tune in on the web at 12.tv, and all archive games as well can be seen on YouTube as they put them up there pretty quickly. So if you ever want to share this great action with friends and family throughout the world, they have access to do that as well. Here's a look at our second period summary. A couple of goals by the Crimson got them right back into this game late in the second period too. I mean, it was 11:39 in the second period and 13:49. The Trojans have led for a long period of this game, but here they find themselves now knotted up at 2 as we enter the third period.
Well, I think it's been the Achilles heels for the Trojans. Again, those penalties, Joe. They got a whole slew of them right in a row. And Maple Grove, although they did not score a power play goal, it allowed them to turn the momentum around and get this game tied up. And we're coming to the last 17 minutes here to decide the game.
Here come the Trojans back on the attack, but they turn the puck over, and it's Campa who plays it off the near wall. And here comes Wente down the right side, toe drag, and couldn't quite complete the move as she lost the handle of the puck right as she entered the slot. Here come the Trojans back in the offensive zone. Behind the goal goes Heising, looking to put it to the point, now gets it right back from Czech. Now to the point it goes, shot on goal, rebound attempt. Multiple shots in front there as Maddie Wolsman got her stick on a rebound, but 2 big saves for Brianna Blessy.
Well, nice shot by Izzy Shannon down there. Blessy didn't quite control that shot, came back off her pads out front, but grabbed the rebound. Another good position there as she just swallowed up on the second shot. She's done a good job.
Off the face-off, the puck works its way back to the wall, and it's ultimately dug out by the Crimson. And here comes Taylor Wente with some speed down the right side, gets her on the defenseman, and she's in. Shot on goal, a rebound, and she scores. Maya Martinez puts it home for a 3-2 Crimson lead.
And that's the crucial point that was missing. They get in, they get a shot. Nobody was there to support it to get the rebound. So that time, Martinez was there, and she buried it. Nice play here by Wente. Gets in tight, gets the shot off, and Martinez finally comes in, grabs the rebound, gets it up tight. Watch it bounce off. Martinez top shelves it. Bang. Boy, it didn't take them long to take the lead in this game, did it? Oh my gosh, less than a minute in.
Wente got some speed coming coast to coast, starting on her own back end line. Built up that speed, went right around the defenseman, got a good shot on, but Martinez crashed into that, buries it. And Maya Martinez gets her 9th goal of the season.
Okay, you know what? It's gut check time for the Trojans now. Joe, they played well through over half this game, for the first period and a half, had a lead, were dominating, and all of a sudden now they're down the goal. Do they have anything left to get them back in this game and take a lead?
Haley Herdeen shot the puck toward the net but missed wide. Now the puck goes out to the point, poked loose. And down the side comes Swanson, left side down 1-on-2, tried to play it forward, couldn't catch up to it. And the rest of her line mates were on for a line change. Now the puck gets played right back down low by Swanson as she too heads to the bench now. Campa controls for the Crimson. She'll swing it around to the near side. Waiting for it there was Haley Herdeen. Nice cross ice pass, putting them on the offense. McMahon down the middle, her shot missed high and wide. Gets it back to her with the hustle behind the net. Now she gets taken down. McMahon right back to her feet. Stick handles to the front, gets it poked off her stick just as she entered the scoring area. And Nelson now will play it along the wall and out of the zone. It's going to be icing though, as Maddie Wolzman sends it all the way down the length of the ice. 14:50 to go in the third. The Crimson now with a 1-goal lead will have a face-off in the offensive zone.
And the Crimson are just pushing. Those forwards have that unique ability to hold on to the puck, get it in deep, make that defense get committed, 1 to 2 of them, and then now their weak side forward is open to hopefully cash in.
And just another kind of summary of this game is Maple Grove has scored 3 goals, all off offensive movement from the defensive zone to the offense in transition as they enter the zone. Wayzata has scored their 2 goals on a forecheck, more of like a hustle down low, maintaining offensive zone pressure. We'll have a penalty coming up here on the Crimson, as being checked off the puck was Tyra Swanson, and not agreeing with the call is Sydney Hansen, but she's going to get the gate for the second time here tonight.
I'm sorry, young lady, that absolutely was a penalty. You took her down. There was no question of what you were doing there, etc. So big play here. Now, maybe this will allow Wayzata to do. I mean, we'll watch her come in. Now watch. She just lifts her into it, gets that arm through it. That's a body check there. Okay, this is a chance for Wayzata here to really get themselves back into this thing. Get some momentum back. Start dominating like they did.
Goes down into the corner for Heising. Heising being double teamed. Someone's got to be open. Played it back to the point. Shot on goal. And the puck sat loose there for a moment, but finally the Crimson are able to clear it down. And it's Lindsay Check who has to race after it for the Trojans. Check will take the puck behind her own goal, buy some time now, and work it up the near side. Shannon tries to pass it through the center, looking for Nelson, but it was too far. But a turnover and a chance. Beautiful pass, good shot on goal, as Wolzman got the feed from Heising, but a great save by Blessy. Now to the point it goes. Back down low to Heising. And to the point. Shot there, makes it through, and then knocking it away from the net herself was Brianna Blessy after making the save on the shot from Check from the point.
Oh, big mistake there by the Crimson. Oh my gosh.
Now Wolzman sends it towards the net. They got a deflection up front, and Blessy covers.
Look at this, nice pass, good opportunity, great shot there by Wolzman. Just a little bit to the right or left, she would add a goal. Good play there.
They've gotten a fair amount of shots here just on this power play alone.
Yep.
Now the Trojans try to make a late line change for the penalty for the power play, but they weren't able to do so.
And Coach Wacker reminded him, I get last change, I'm the home coach, but they're not going to allow it.
They're having a clock issue, they think,
here
too.
It's clock, yeah.
Some extra time ran off the power play. As we can see, we have 56 seconds on our clock in the truck. On your screen, you see 56. On the scoreboard here at the arena, it shows 47. So they might have a...
That's kind of unusual at the home rink, doing that to the own home team, for heaven's sakes, yeah.
They got caught up in that power play, perhaps. So there might be a 9-second hold here on the clock. We'll see if they do that. Puck's dropped, and yes, the clock is sitting still right now. Now a shot from the point, right on! A great look there from Sarah Iyer, but the save in now. Iyer's going to get it back. Now another shot from the point. That one's tipped wide. The clock is now running here at the arena. 35 seconds to go in the power play for the Trojans. Walking into the middle.
Oh.
Meister gets it back, and she tries to hammer it home, but it goes off the shin guard of Kampa, who deflects that wide. Now it's Whittla pulling it down low. Back to the point it goes. Shot from the point. Gloved by Blessy, can't hang on. Behind the net, the Crimson trying to clear now. They get it to the blue line and now out. And sending it all the way down there is Herdeen. And the Crimson will get those penalty killers off as time dwindles away here on the Wayzata Trojans power play. Maple Grove now at full strength. Iyer brings it all the way back behind the goal. The Trojans complete a line change. Puck sits down low there, scooped up by Whittla. Now it's given back to the Crimson. Now Precker after it. Precker, nice little lead pass out of the zone up the left side to Martinez, who played it up and out. And right back comes Wolzman. Wolzman into the zone, 1-on-5. Wolzman trying to buy some time and find some teammates. Centers it, And she found her wide open, Nelson, but Nelson had it quickly taken off her stick. Keeping control of the puck now is Heising. Heising all the way to the slot. Couldn't find it at the end when she wanted to pull the trigger, and now she loses it out to center. Plays it back, though, to Czech. Czech banks it off the boards, and Wolfsman will get it back down deep into the offensive zone. Wolfsman goes after it, wins the race. Wolfsman centers it out front. Heising, beautiful move, to the net she goes. Now following up is Wolfsman. A second attempt goes up and over the net. That was off the backhand of Wolfsman, and the puck goes out of play for a stoppage.
Oh, we see some excellent opportunities here. Just Bless is giving up rebounds, my gosh. And they're trying to cash in on it. They just can't quite get it past her. She's kind of getting a breath of air, getting a little cooled off here, but boy, she's really been tested here.
That's the right call. That puck was cleanly out of play without being deflected by the Crimson, so the faceoff comes outside the zone. 27 saves now in the game for Brianna Blessy. Now a race for the puck. Peyton Olsen doesn't win the race, but following it up there was Erin Roll. Her shot fired wide. And now here comes Tyra Swanson out of the zone. 3-on-3 at center. Swanson into the zone. Shot played aside by Blessy. On the rebound, Whittela plays it back to the far side. Racing after it, there goes Tippy Hill for the Crimson. A bouncing puck there at the half wall, and down goes one of the Crimson players. Maple Grove wanted a tripping penalty. Puck goes all the way back to the point. Nobody there for the Trojans. Regrouping and catching up to it was Swanson, but then it got poked off her stick and all the way down. Maple Grove will complete a line change now.
Nice play by Peyton Olsen there, the Crimson, and all of a sudden, bang, they've turned it around again.
Here comes Haley Herdeen. Her centering pass is defended nicely by Allie Whittela. And the puck gets played out to center now, racing after it for the Trojans, and she fires it into the zone as Ashley Whittela. And here comes Hansen and the Crimson. Hansen had her pass intercepted. And the other way comes Heising. Heising stick handles to the middle, knocked off her stick. Hansen comes away with it for the Crimson. Hansen into the Trojan zone. She's denied right as she entered. Great defensive play there by Lindsay Czech.
And Lindsay certainly did too.
Yeah.
For a women's game, that was a nice play. Took her right off the puck and turned that momentum around.
Just the right amount of physicality.
They're not letting the Crimson take that middle like they've been doing the whole game. And all of a sudden, guess who's got the momentum now? All it took was a power play and turned it around.
Under 10 minutes to go in regulation. The Trojans, the home team, led 2-0. Now they've given up 3 unanswered, and the Crimson lead 3-2. Bouncing puck going down back behind Natalie Heising, who's really played a fantastic game tonight, freed it up for Wolfsman. Wolfsman tried to center. She had Czech streaking down the middle, but couldn't find her.
I think Heising got hurt here, Joe, a little bit. She looks a little shaky.
Heising heads to the bench, as do her line mates, as Wayzata completes a line change, but meanwhile, the Crimson still haven't got it out of the zone. Now they finally do, one-on-one. Martinez, she's got Wente open down the right side, sees her late, but gets her anyways! And Wente brings it forehand to backhand for a beautiful goal. And how about the communication?
Oh,
you could tell she was yelling for the puck the way that Martinez all of a sudden sprung into action and centered that puck.
Well, they've been playing all year together. Watch Martinez's pass here. Grabs it coming across. Stelter kind of knew she was there, but got her moving the wrong way. Picks it up, then takes the forehand, comes back to the backhand, and just buries it. Just a lightning quick play. You know, and the Crimson would do this all year. They may not get sustained pressure on you, but they'll lightning strike you and put one away on you when you're not looking. And that's without those forwards pushing that middle. There we go again.
And again, another offensive transition goal for the Crimson. All 4 of them have come, starting in their defensive zone all the way down to the offensive zone. It's the rush that has hurt the Trojans here tonight. Their defensive zone coverage has been okay. It's their transition defense that hasn't been up to snuff the last period and a half.
Well, you know, and Joe, it's disheartening too. When you got to work so hard to score. We talk about their forecheck, and then Maple Grove just steps into the zone and bang, buries one.
Yeah. There's Roll playing it back down low. Maple Grove this season outscoring their opponents 4.21 to 1.46, and here they are outscoring right now the Trojans 4-2. We have a penalty back behind the play. As getting mixed up in it, not surprisingly, was Natalie Heising. She's a feisty one and had a great game tonight, but she gets called for a penalty behind the play.
Yeah, she felt it unfairly knocked her on in the Maple Grove zone the last shift she had. Here's an idea of the dominance that Maple Grove's had scoring. They have outshot their opponents, Joe, 101 to 35 goals against. Almost a 70-goal difference.
So the Trojans, when they want to be an offensive catch-and roll, are going to have to kill a penalty here with 8 minutes to go. It's a high-sticking penalty called. 8:55 of the third. Now a shot on goal. And a second attempt by Kaufman. Boy, she got 2 shots in that sequence. And pretty good looks at that. And Stelter made the saves. There goes Wente. She'll wind one up. Shot right on. And it's cleared out of the zone quickly by Meister. Alessi out there stops it and settles it down for Wente, who will wind it up here now. The dynamic junior forward comes down the right side, tries to put a shot on goal, but that's deflected high and out of play by Izzy Shannon. And we'll have a face-off coming up in the Trojan zone.
Well, Taylor Wente, she's going to have to go to some skating clinics here in between the students in the year. I mean,
you see that wide, powerful stride.
Whoa.
Buckets.
Textbook.
It's exactly how we're teaching the kids to skate. And she does it perfectly now. She's got to teach a face-off clinic as well. Boy, she has really got 3 good scoring chances out of offensive zone face-offs. Hansen now plays it back to the point. Campa can't catch up to it and keep it in the zone, so she'll let her teammates tag up and they'll regroup here. Martinez walks it into the zone. Hansen going down the middle. Martinez puts it on goal and a save made. Now behind the goal it goes. Kaufman tried to feed it in front to Herdine, who had just come on the ice, but that misfired. Now Herdine gets it back in the corner. Plays it back to the point for Campa. Trojans penalty killers look a little gassed at this point. Herdine walks to the middle, shoots it, hits traffic in front. Now it's cleared out. Good play by Sarah Iyer, and the Trojans get a much needed line change.
They were getting gassed out there. They've been out there a long time.
Herdine stick handles away from one of the penalty killers, gives it off to McLean. McLean works her way down the right side, but has it poked away. Nice defensive effort there by Shannon, but held in at the point by Norman. Strong play at the point by Norman. McLean behind the goal, looks to the point. Receiving it there is Tippy Hill. Hill walks it, gives it off to Norman. Norman winds it up, has her shot blocked. And then another attempt there gets deflected out of play by Claire McLean in front. Well, it's got to be go time for the Trojans now. 4 unanswered goals for the Crimson has them up 4-2, and Wayzata has a little less than 6 minutes to get something cooking.
Well, you're going to want to see Maddie Wolfsman out there, Natalie Icing out there a lot, and even Meg Ransom. Their top 3 scorers, you know, I haven't heard too much from Ransom, and she was a vital part of that first goal. And she's big and strong. You're going to have to start getting it down deep. Don't get fancy. Drop it in deep and put your forecheck to work and put your strong bodies on Maple Grove's defense. It worked earlier. They need to reestablish that here if they're going to get back in this game in the last 5 minutes and 40 seconds.
Good opportunity to start that now on this offensive zone faceoff. The biggest part about what's changed this game is just the puck possession that the Crimson have had. Wayzata simply can't get the puck away from Maple Grove at this point for long periods of action. Off the faceoff, puck goes down into the corner. It's taken there by Swanson, but she's pinned up against the boards nicely by Riley Norman. Now the puck bounces loose. It's Annie Whittla with it. She hasn't knocked off her stick quickly, though. And here come the Crimson the other way. Haley Herdine racing down the left side. She's got Kaufman on her right. She tries to center it, and it was actually Wente who worked her way down the slot there with a 3rd man in. Now the puck gets played out to neutral. Bounced off the boards back into the Trojan zone. And the Crimson able to take the puck away right again at the neutral zone. Here they come again. Kaufman hasn't knocked off her stick. Good play by Czech. Czech has it poked off her stick though. At the blue line, the puck goes in. We probably have an offsides here. Wayzata has to take up. And now they did take up, but it doesn't matter because the Crimson play it back into the Trojan zone. Wente dumps it in, goes for a change. Now it's Wolfsman with it. Wolfsman looking for the long lead pass out of the zone. They're able to connect, but it's quickly denied and turned right back in by the Crimson. 4.5 minutes to go. Maple Grove on the forecheck now and on the offensive attack. McMahon plays it back down into the corner, and they cycle it back down low once again for Herdeen. This line right now doing a good job of doing exactly that, just kind of cycling it, keeping it low, and now they give it away. Wolzman skates it out, nice little headman pass, up and out of the zone to Ransom, but she's 1-on-3. Ransom races to the far side, plays it a little bit deeper into the zone. A good fight for the puck at the wall. Oh, good pass to the slot. Shot from Shannon, that one missed wide. Allie Whittla chases after it, plays it back down into the corner there for Wolzman. Wolzman being tied up, looking to free that puck up. Wolzman comes away with it, but then she's met there quickly by Campa. Now to the point. A shot by Shannon. A rebound chance. There it is. It's poked on goal, and somehow, somewhere, that puck is underneath Brianna Blessy.
Oh, Blessy scrambling. And the thing, too, is it's been so quiet for her down here. All of a sudden, the flurry comes, and there's one attempt. There's another one, and that gets buried in between her pads. Good positioning, using your body as best as she can with that puck running around like mad in front of her.
Off the face-off, Maple Grove's able to play the puck out to center. Check now bounces it off the near wall. Nice job by Norman standing up at the blue line, poking it loose. But now Wayzata puts it back down towards the net. Boy, Swanson had snuck behind the defense there, and they didn't see her. That puck hits the net. Good things might have happened, but it missed wide. Well, Blessy has now seen her fair share of shots. 31 shots on goal. She's denied all but 2 of them. But you know what? She's actually saved probably the last 25 of them.
Yep. Yeah, with the quiet time she's had, you know, she could fall asleep real quick and make a mistake. She has not done that. She stayed sharp and has made saves when she's needed to.
Now we have a tripping penalty coming up on the Trojans. Maddie Wolzman got her stick in the skates of Tippy Hill, and it'll be a 2-minute minor for tripping. And you know, Maple Grove has not been able to score that much in the power play here today, but the penalties, they scored once, but the penalties taken by Wayzata don't allow you to attack either.
Exactly. It allowed Maple Grove to get some momentum back after being dominated. I don't know, first half of the game, I thought it was all Wayzata. And then the penalties started coming, and all of a sudden you could see the Crimson start to pick up their game. And they started clicking on those lightning strikes, as you were talking about, in transition. And it's really done some damage to Wayzata. They're going to have to do something about that, or they're going to have a short section run.
To give you some reference, this year Wayzata has taken 164 minutes of penalties. Their opponents have only taken 92.
Yeah.
So 164 minutes to 92, that's a pretty big disparity.
Well, one player on the team has actually taken 34 minutes. Now, folks, that's 2 full periods.
Well, the 72 minutes more that they've taken than their opponent this year equates to 36 minors. You've taken 36 more penalties than your opponents this year. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Wayzata now with a scoring chance on the other end. Short-handed chance for Swanson, but that shot was denied. And here comes Campa working her way up through the neutral zone into the Wayzata zone. Campa plays it back down into the corner. She'll be the first one after it. Pokes it free to Kaufman. Kaufman scoops it up, tries to give it back to Campa, but a Czech wins that battle. Good play by Czech. And she's been a bright spot here tonight for Wayzata. Lindsay Czech has played a fantastic game. Here comes Martinez working her way down the right wall. Puts the brakes on, slows things down. Martinez has a bright future too, only a sophomore.
Oh yeah.
Backdoor feed there to Wente. Wente looking, going backdoor to Martinez, who tried to catch that on her backhand. She was going to have to quickly move to her forehand to get a good shot. She couldn't make all that work. Wente now gets around one defender. Now tries to feed Martinez again at the back door, but it's Czech who steps in, intercepts, and sends it all the way down.
Well, you look at the way Wente's played tonight, too. She's got her fair share of shots. But I got news for you, folks. She's got 22 goals and 25 assists here. So she gives that puck up really well and sets up teammates.
Wente and Martinez like playing together, and they're going to do so again next year as well. For Maple Grove, it's an experienced team, but still with a pretty young core. Racing out of the zone comes McLean down the left side. McLean into the middle. Hasn't knocked off her stick as she went to go shoot. Under a minute to go, you heard the announcer announce. McLean plays it back down low, looking for Herdeen. Ends up there right near the goal mount. And now it's played back down into the corner. We're at even strength here, but Wayzata doesn't have much left in the tank. 4-2, and it feels much worse than that just because of the 4 unanswered.
Boy, nice comeback by Maple Grove, though. Played steady, stayed true to their game. Really did a nice job. This team's got an absolute opportunity to go to state this year, Joe. They'll be fun to watch in sections.
Mannon McNand, boy, she's had a couple of shots here tonight that have really showed the kind of wrist shot she has, but she hasn't been able to hit the net yet. But, boy, those are some good shots. A shot right on there, and another save by Brianna Blessing, and that puts her at the 30 save marker with only 10 seconds to go. And, boy, I tell you, this is a 4-2 game, like you said, but it just has a feeling of much worse than that. Just because of the way it happened. Wayzata up 2-0 after the first period. And Maple Grove comes back strong.
Really does. I just very impressed and dominated for the first half of the game. They hung in there, got down by 2 goals, and just fought their way back. Took advantage of the situations they had, never panicked. Did a really nice job. I like that team, boy. They look good.
So for Wayzata, they're 1-5 of their last 6. It's not exactly the way you want to head to the playoffs, but they still have one more game left against Alexandria. They'll try to right the ship one more time here before they head to section playoffs for Maple Grove. That's going to do it. That's their season. They are 18-5-2, and they put together a pretty impressive resume here as they head to section with 2 back-to-back wins. They've won 4 of their last 5, and they're getting ready to hopefully do some damage in section 6.
Well, considering who they beat within their section stuff, I would expect them to have a #1 seed, Joe, going in as they move forward. Impressive performance tonight. Done a good job all year round. Now they just sit and wait for the seeding meeting and go from there.
Well, as we look at it, Wayzata probably will end up in the kind of the middle of the pack in their section, but still with a chance to get something and put something together for Maple Grove. Probably a #1 or #2 seed and a good chance to make it to their first state tournament. Should be excellent hockey.
All they got to do is watch the film of this game. This is what you do, play like you did the first half of this game. This is what you don't do, how you played the second half of this game. They got a game plan put together.
Well, it's a 4-2 final here. We're going to take a break, and then we're going to hear the reaction from some of the players, some of the victors from that Crimson squad. You're watching high school hockey here on 12 Sports.
Sharing your passion starts with taking that first step. Take Lindsay, for example. Her first step was taking free TV classes at Northwest Community Television. Right away, she received professional training and now has the tools and skills necessary to produce her own show. She's turning dreams into realities right from her own home. And best of all, she's sharing her passion with members of her community and beyond. Share your passion. Visit nwct.org.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Back at the Plymouth Ice Center, Maple Grove victorious here, winning 4-2, and we're going to go down to Allie now, standing by with a few of those players from that winning team.
Yeah, guys, I have Herdine and Campa. You know, this is an absolutely wild game. I think this game started out in the first period. You guys find yourself down 2-0, and in the second, you guys bring it back. But in the first, did you guys ever stress it? Did you get nervous at any point?
I mean, yeah, we were probably nervous, but we powered through and we came together as a team. It was really great to see. And that first goal helped, and then we kind of got our momentum. It was a lot of fun.
So that second period starts, and you get the first goal for Maple Grove. Walk us through that goal.
I don't know, I saw Riley going down, and I just knew I had to get to the net, and so she made a great pass to me, and luckily it went in. So
between these two teams, you guys have been playing each other for forever. You guys have this strong rivalry. What is that rivalry like between your two teams?
I mean, a lot of us are friends with the other team, but it's always fun to play them because they always give us a good game, and I don't know, it's just a lot of fun playing them.
Congrats on that goal tonight. We're going to switch it over to the other side with Campa, who had that second goal in the second period. Walk us through that goal for you. You had a pass back from Coons, and then were able to put the puck in net.
Yeah, no, I mean, I noticed that we had a little bit of a rush, so I just jumped in there. You know, my teammates made a great play, and I just ended up burying it. So, you know, like Haley said, it's a great game, great team to play, and we always have to come out ready, so.
Last year, you guys lost in the first round of the section playoffs to Wayzata. Did this game feel kind of like redemption to come back and beat them this time around?
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, every time we play them, you know, they give us a good fight, and we always know we have to battle till the end. And, you know, I think we were all a little bit sick of losing to them, especially in the section, so this is our last time to kind of get to them, and we definitely did that, so.
This is also your last game of the regular season. You guys have really had an outstanding season. Talk about this season as a whole as you guys enter the section tournament again.
Yeah, no, I mean, we came in with a new coach. We didn't know what to expect, but we know we came together, and we definitely just kept working hard, and honestly, we've earned it, and it's just been a great ride. I'm so excited to see what else we can do.
Off to the section tournament and hoping for that first ever state tournament run. Maple Grove with the win tonight. We'll send it back to you, Joe.
All right, Allie, excellent job as always. And Dan, great job as well. And what a great game here tonight by both squads. I think Wayzata would like to have those last two periods back, but the Crimson come back strong, score 4 unanswered in the final 2 periods to win this game 4-2. So for Maple Grove, they move to 18-5-2 on the year. Wayzata goes to 14-9-1. And that's where they stand as they head into their last game against Alexandria. Well, for the entire crew, for Dan and for Allie, I'm Joe Moline. Thanks for watching here tonight. Have an excellent night.